tightly called stuff on the refs. It's hard to get a flow going, isn't it, when you got some whistles being called so much?
Yeah, and I think, for me personally, as a coach, that first half, it's the first game for us, and I know all this officiating talk that's been going on, and I think as a group, I know as a coach, you kind of make some decisions because you don't want something to happen. And I thought we had a chance there. We had a nice group going, nice flow. In order to avoid 2, 3, 4 guys picking up 2 fouls, you take some guys out of a rotation. I think that's some of the things I look at. I think we're looking at some of this call that we might be overreacting. But more importantly, we still had opportunities to win this game. And I think the thing that jumps out for me is that the fact that they shot twice as many free throws. We have to shoot twice. We have to be that team. Points off turnovers hurt us. 18 turnovers, that is just way too many. But the bright spots is that Matt Tybee played phenomenally well. We get one more big guy inside that can be tougher. When I mean tougher, I need to show up and rebound. But for our first time out with a lot of new faces, what I like to see was some of the ups and downs that this team went through. And we seem to battle back. Now we got to figure out ways not to hurt ourselves to keep us from getting the result that we want.
Right. Did you? They reviewed that 3 by Austin a long time at halftime. I mean, it's obviously they made the right call because they looked at the monitor. But did you think it was good?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna look at the monitor. I just go in the locker room and get ready for the half. I was more disappointed that we had to take a desperation shot. I wanted to get the last shot of the first half, but it didn't happen that way. First game, we got a lot to learn from this.
28.8 seconds left. You guys are within 3. Bobo goes up for the ball. He gets called for the foul there. That was kind of a turning point, obviously. I mean, you guys get the steal there. You get the call. And
it looked like he had 2 hands on the ball. Yeah. Looked like he had 2 hands on the ball because I know how fast he is. He reacts. So that means we go to the free throw line with a chance to tie. But you know how things happen on the road. Sometimes they just don't bounce your way. So it didn't bounce our way on that play. But to get ourselves back to that position after being down 7 is a credit to these guys. And unfortunately, it came down to a referee's decision. I'm sure he felt he made the right call. Obviously, we're looking at things a little differently. So he just played on.
Doyle was a tough guard for you guys down the stretch, wasn't he?
Yeah. It was just a matter of trying to keep him in front. And boy, he put them on their back, and he really got the spaces. So did White. White did a nice job of making his free throws and really icing the game for him.
Was this an easier scout for you, being these guys were a league opponent for so many years coming into this one?
Not for us, because we didn't play a lot of man-to-man last year. We knew some personnel, but I think with the minus of Avercamp and Hicks and some of the other guys, those are big pieces. Haven't had a chance to see Bradley. Didn't play in the scrimmage game against Lewis, so we didn't have a chance to see him on tape, but that's okay. I like the fact that our guys battled back. Now we got 18 turnovers. That's unacceptable.
And finally, you got Malcolm in the game a little bit. He gave you some energy, didn't he? A little bit of a lift off the bench?
He did. I wanted to get him some action there. I think we had a chance that we're in the lead and trying to keep Tybee from picking up a second. I didn't really go into halftime with Tybee, Jordan, Steve, with 3 of our guys that we count on with 2 fouls. And probably should have let Tybee play on a little bit. But it was good to see Malcolm on the floor.